Am I the asshole for publicly embarrassing ex-friend in a Zoom meeting? Throwaway. I F18 have colon cancer. I've gone through a few rounds of chemo and up to have surgery soon. I haven't lost my hair, but I've noticeably lost a lot of weight due to just being so mentally and physically exhausted and just not having much appetite. I will admit I've always been on the bigger side, so if people saw me, how there's a very massive difference in how I look. I never made an announcement about it, nor posted it on my social media accounts. I only told my family members, boyfriend, and a couple of my very close and trusted friends. I honestly just felt that I was lucky enough to even be able to have mine removed and have early intervention and have a couple of months' worth of recovery compared to those who don't get the same liberty. There was a Zoom meeting for my class who graduated last year. I was on the screen with my boyfriend, just had chemo and I was just really tired. I only went on there to just help the current year looking into university and discussing my bachelor course with them. So one of my old friends, F20 no longer friends because she's toxic, asked me if the rumor was true about me having cancer. I told her that I do have cancer but I was lucky for early intervention. She then asked if I was being truthful because I still had hair. I told her that my hair is thinning, I have really thick curly hair and I've only had chemo like a couple of times, but the doctor explained something about what they put in for what you have or something I don't really remember. She was then like, well, why didn't I post it or whatever, and I was like, having cancer isn't something everybody needs to know. I'm not gonna become Instagram famous. I tried to ignore it. But she kept going on and on talking about how her uncle had cancer and lost his hair and died and that what I have probably isn't cancer, etc. And I just was already exhausted. I just said, look, I really don't feel like I need to validate my cancer to you. Don't believe me? Fine, don't. I really don't care. I'm mentally and physically exhausted. I've lost a crap ton of weight. Just look at my medical bills if you really want proof. If you want to trade places, let's do that, or shut the FK up. She then went off at me calling me a liar and that I'm only seeking attention because colon cancer isn't serious, and then she hung up and started blowing up my phone, but I blocked her. My boyfriend thinks it was hysterical. One of my friends says that I hurt her feelings and publicly embarrassed her. I feel bad now because obviously I didn't intend to do that, but I also feel pretty justified in how I handled it. Does that make sense? Am I the asshole for how I responded? Also, the meeting was recorded, so it's posted on an online forum where everyone can see it. Not the asshole. If anything, she embarrassed herself. Lots of people keep their diagnosis to themselves and or only share to those they are closest with because, ready for this, it's nobody's business unless you want to make it their business. And then questioning that you're really not that sick because of XYZ is just plain rude. Keep her blocked and focus on your health.
OMG. No. Not the asshole. You were so very, very, very tame in my opinion. Questioning your cancer because you still have hair is the shittiest thing I have ever heard. Not every hardship you go through has to be posted on social media to be valid and true. The entitlement of this woman astonishes me. Do not apologize for anything. And do not accept her apology either.
Not the asshole. Cancer is no joke and neither is chemo. She was already publicly harassing you, stating that you were making it up. She got a taste of her own medicine and didn't like the taste. I can see why she was an ex-friend. That's pretty shameful. Edit. Good luck with the surgery. Kick cancer's ass.
Wait, what? You have cancer but somehow you hurt someone's feelings because they called you a liar and rudely interrogated you about not really having cancer. Not the asshole. Throw all of the people who think you're wrong away. Hope you get better soon also. Not the asshole. And she is an idiot. Not every chemo causes hair loss and radiation only causes it where we are treating. She needs to take several seats down. I have been treating cancer patients for 15 years and didn't get my education from my family member that had cancer or off of social media. What a tool.
Not the asshole. Your boyfriend is correct. That's hilarious and you should do it again if she acts like that again in public. You may have cancer, but she is cancer.
Not the asshole. She did it to herself. She kept pushing until you snapped and now is trying to be a victim. You don't need to validate your diagnosis, and if the other friend is insisting she was embarrassed, then tell her that the ex-friend only has herself to blame. I might rethink a friendship with someone who wants you to apologize to someone who publicly attacked you over your private medical information.
I am generally against sick people taking their frustration out on other people, but in that case she asked for it. Not only was she insistent, she also disrespected you and said that you lied about your illness in front of your friends. Not the asshole. And I'm still trying to understand how someone who doesn't want to talk about their disease wants to seek attention.
Not the asshole. WTF, you hurt her feelings, embarrassed her. She publicly interrogated you about a very personal issue, continued to publicly doubt your charitable answers and publicly mocked you. Cry me a fucking river, I wouldn't have been as graceful about it as you, good on you. Hope you get better soon.
NTA, your cancer, your treatment, your decision on who you tell, and whether you post anything on social media. You were right to get rid of this toxic a-hole. I wish you a speedy recovery. Also the friend who said you hurt toxic hole's feelings, well, I really don't think they are much of a friend, especially considering you had just had chemo, you were mentally and physically exhausted and were trying your best to help the graduating class. Not the asshole. Who the fuck cares if she was embarrassed, when she was trying to embarrass you for allegedly lying about having cancer? And colon cancer can be deadly serious. Just ask Chadwick Boseman. Not the asshole. Like seriously, people really defended her? She acted in the worst way possible and you did the right thing. Honestly, I hope that she'll apologize. The ancient proverb, don't start none, won't be none, applies here. She tried to call you out in a public setting and you shot her right down. Not the asshole. Oh, and to the friend who said her feelings were hurt, did you tell them how hurtful it is to be accused publicly of lying about cancer? Not the asshole. Ignorant dipshit knows one person with cancer and thinks she's such an expert now, huh? She questions you for not posting about it on social media, then says you are faking it for attention. What? The cancer fakers I've heard about tend to post all over social media and play it up to everyone they meet. Your time and energy is too precious to waste on someone who is trying to gatekeep your diagnosis. Best wishes for your recovery.
Not the asshole. She tried to embarrass you. Not the other way around. It fired back to her and now she's upset. Good job, op.
Hey, first of all, I'm so sorry about the cancer. Pleading face. Second of all, there is no way you're the asshole. You're justified in wanting to keep it a private ordeal. It's your life. It was her fault she got embarrassed. She didn't respect you and kept pushing. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I'm really glad she's out of your life and I genuinely hope things get better for you. Less than 33.
Not the asshole. To the extent that her interrogating you about your private medical condition and accusing you of faking cancer was embarrassing to her, that embarrassment was caused by her, not you. Don't feel bad for a situation that she forced you into. If you're going to pity her for the fact that her horrible personality is likely incurable.
Not the asshole. She embarrassed herself. You owe her neither proof nor an apology.
Her logic that you're faking your cancer, or faking the severity, to get attention, and she knows this because you didn't tell people or post it on social media for sympathy, defies belief. She made an absolute ass of herself, and she didn't need your input to do it. Be wary of your friend that says you hurt her. A friend should be defending you against someone so toxic. I agree with your boyfriend that it's hilarious that she made such a tit of herself. It's fantastic that it was recorded, so that you can revel in her idiocy again should you wish, or share it with anyone who questions why you won't be associating with this idiot. Not the asshole.
NTA, how dare your cancer not behave like another cancer and embarrass her? Welcome to Am I the Asshole? Please view our voting guide here, and remember to use only one judgment in your comment. Help keep the sub engaging. #Don. T downvote assholes. Do upvote interesting posts. Click here for our rules, and click here for our FAQ. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit message composed to =Amy the asshole if you have any questions or concerns.
Not the asshole that is some next level self-centeredness. OMG. Your boyfriend said you were hysterical? Not at all, and he's a total asshole for taking their side. Edit. I misunderstood. Op explained the boyfriend meant the old friend's reaction was hysterical. He's not an asshole and neither is Op.
Not the asshole, obviously. She was way out of line and you're right, she's toxic. I hope your treatment goes well.
Let me see if I understand. She asked you personal questions about your health in a public forum, then questioned the veracity of your claim, then went all in and straight up called you a liar. And you're somehow the a-hole in this? No way. No fucking way. She deserved everything she got and more. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole, of course. You're dealing with effin' cancer. A Zoom meeting was definitely not the right place or time to talk about something this personal. It's effed up that whoever was directing the Zoom meeting didn't at least intervene or at least cut the topic short. That B was being a B. No matter what was said, this whole thing reflected badly on her. F. Anyone who is contacting you demanding explanations and taking your ex-friend's side. You especially don't need that toxicity in your life. Take care. Not the asshole. She, on the other hand. Huge awe. If she was embarrassed, it was because of the things she said. She humiliated herself. Besides, not all chemo is the same and not all chemo makes you lose your hair. My mom had colon cancer and didn't lose any hair. I wish you a quick recovery, Op.
Obviously not the asshole. These posts are so annoying. There's not a reasonable person on the planet that would think you're in the wrong here, so why would you even ask? You already know the answer.
Not the asshole. I had a rare blood cancer when I was 17/18 and had to put up with similar shit from an ex-friend. She was really annoyed I got extra time in my A-level exams, sorta like SATs but in the UK. She said I was lying because I didn't lose my hair, that I didn't need extra time, that I was cheating, etc. I literally had a bone marrow biopsy under local anesthesia once time because I had a geography exam the next day and I wanted to be able to revise that evening. I wish I'd had the balls to go off on her like you did. I'm freaking proud of you. And also super glad that girl didn't get good enough exam results to go to medical school. No one needs her as a doctor. Not the asshole. How did she think that was going to go? Like it's cancer, unless she's a medical professional, and even then not really in this situation, she doesn't get to throw her opinion around about what she thinks you have. Also, I'm pretty sure hair loss is usually due to chemotherapy and not the cancer itself, so IDK what she's thinking there. But honestly, I think I'm with your boyfriend on this one. That reality check hit her harder than a truck and I think it was very well warranted.
How the fuck would anyone think you're TA?
Man. What is this weak shit? This is such an obvious not the asshole. What's the point of posting it?
Not the asshole. That was extremely toxic of her and she was 100% out of line.
Not the asshole. WTELF. My dad was diagnosed with colon cancer a year and 2 days ago. Numerous surgeries, chemo, still fighting. No hair loss, but a ton of weight loss. Your ex-friend is a mean girl and an idiot. Ignore as much as possible, but putting her in her place needed to happen. Good luck with your fight.
Not the asshole. Colon cancer killed my father-in-law. He was in his 30s when he was diagnosed. It's very serious and you're so lucky they caught it early. I'm sorry, but she deserves every second of embarrassment.
For what it's worth, you didn't publicly embarrass her. You put up with her embarrassing herself by harassing you. Tell your friend to phrase it for what it is. You are the asshole for politely putting an idiot in their place for publicly harassing you about your cancer? No.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Not the asshole. This dumbass tried to call you out for lying about your cancer, and her friend is complaining that you hurt her feelings and publicly embarrassed her. No apology for making you discuss your cancer in a public forum. And she has the nerve to call you attention-seeking. She is such an incredible hypocrite, it's laughable.
Not the asshole. But she is definitely worse than being an asshole. How you handle this is up to you. Not the asshole. You don't have to prove yourself as sick to anyone. She had no right to pry, and your reaction was justified.
Unbelievably, unfathomably inappropriate for her to even mention this in a public setting with others present, let alone to accuse you of lying about it. The most unambiguous not the asshole I've ever seen in here. Not the asshole. She's needs to check herself.
Not the asshole. And she's an utter moron. If you had cancer, why didn't you post about it? And you're just lying for attention. Are so diametrically opposed it's a picture-perfect example of cognitive dissonance. And ask the friend who's going on about hurt feelings if she really thinks that shutting down someone who's bullying a cancer survivor is worse than the actual bullying?
Not the asshole. I had cervical cancer a year ago and didn't really tell anyone. Never posted it in FB. You have the right to keep it private. To hell with this awful person. She deserves to be embarrassed for the awful things she said. Someone saying they don't believe you have cancer is awful, and you had every right to slam her back. 1,000,000% not the asshole.
One of my friends says that I hurt her feelings. And what about your feelings? They suddenly don't count. Not the asshole.
She tried to publicly embarrass you so that other friend that said you embarrassed the ex-friend. Maybe need to go too.
Not the asshole at all, and it's honestly shocking that anyone could see it the other way. Medical history is extremely personal business, and the fact that she tried to publicly force you to prove you had cancer is one of the most insensitive things I've ever heard of. Good for you for standing up for yourself.
Colon cancer isn't serious. It's been not even 3 weeks since a huge star, Chadwick Boseman, died of it. She can't be for real. Some people survive it. I know several people who have, including my sil. A decade after she survived it, it killed her brother. So it can be fucking serious. Not the asshole, and I hope you continue to do well. Glaff, you caught it early. Your ex-friend is an asshole. Ignore her. Also, 20 is old enough to understand that not every cancer survivor has the same experience or loses their hair. My husband's boss also beat color cancer. She didn't lose her hair. She did lose a ton of weight. This girl sounds not smart.
She was then like, well, why didn't I post it or whatever, and I was like, having cancer isn't something everybody needs to know. I'm not gonna become Instagram famous. She then went off at me calling me a liar and that I'm only seeking attention because colon cancer isn't serious. Man, this asshole needs to pick a freaking lane. First she berates you for not posting it on social media, then she accuses you of faking it, then she accuses you of seeking attention when she was the one who brought it up and wouldn't drop it. Your medical history is your business, and you can choose how much you want to divulge and to whom. You don't owe her anything, and she's the one who made this a public spectacle, not you. Not the asshole. Good luck to you in your treatment and recovery.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you discover you had cancer?
All I read was that she made a huge ass of herself, while on cam while being recorded, and is now embarrassed. She did that. That's usually how it goes when you embarrass yourself. You embarrass you. That's how learning the hard way works. Not the asshole.
She then went off at me calling me a liar and that I'm only seeking attention because colon cancer isn't serious. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My dad died of colon cancer. I get a colonoscopy regularly as I am deathly afraid. If this person was in front of me, I would have punched him. WTF. People calling you the asshole, and you feeling bad about calling her out? WTF. No. You are, of course, not the asshole, but quit feeling bad about calling toxic people out. The reason why she is throwing a tantrum is because no one probably calls out her bullshit regularly. That's how toxic people get toxic to begin with.